Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are diving into one of the most requested topics, the Amazon's most commonly occurring interview questions and how to ace them. These questions are absolutely crucial to nail if you're aiming to land the job. And the reason it was most commonly requested is because when people go and search on the web trying to figure out what questions will be asked in the Amazon interview, there are sea of questions available out there. So it's very difficult to discern which ones are the most commonly occurring and the most important ones that you need to prepare for. And hence this video is there for you. So if you've got a loop interview coming up or even the first round, well, this video is right for you. I'm going to break down the 8 most commonly asked questions in Amazon interview. Now, apart from these 8 commonly asked questions, which have like a 90% plus chance of occurring in your interview that you will be appearing for, towards the end of the video, I will also share 3 bonus questions that have a success rate of 100% occurrence in the interview. So I highly recommend you stay tuned till the end of this video. Now, before going into the questions, a quick intro on me. My name is Bahroz. I'm a finance executive and career coach helping ambitious professionals like you unlock your next big role. Now, the first question that you can expect in the Amazon interview is, tell me about a time when you went above and beyond for a customer. Now, how you should go about answering this is talk about a time where you didn't just respond, rather you anticipated a customer need or solved a pain point before it blew up. Maybe you redesigned a report for better clarity or created a tool that made their life easier, even if they didn't ask for it. Explain your thought process here, how you understood their needs deeply, and towards the end, go about closing your answer with what was the result, did customer satisfaction or retention improve, and did they even refer you to other customers, other clients or not. Now, an important call out. The key reason I'm confident that 90% of the time you will be encountering these 8 commonly asked questions is because I've coached countless candidates who've successfully secured roles at Amazon. Many of them have shared detailed insights about their hiring experience with me. Yes, including the specific interview questions they were faced with. So you're in good hands. Secondly, Amazon interviewers often follow a standard template from a provided booklet, and many stick to the questions as written. So candidates end up encountering the same questions again and again. Now let's move on to the second question. Tell me about a time when you didn't have enough data to make the right decisions. Now here, Amazon wants judgment under uncertainty. So walk them through how you approached ambiguity, what signals you looked at, who you consulted, and how you ran a quick test or scenario plan. For example, like we didn't have full customer data, so I looked at return patterns and top keywords to validate the insight. So a particular data was not available. So what other alternatives did you make use of in order to finally make the decision? And don't shy away from the outcome. Whether it worked or didn't work, show what you learned altogether. I just want to make a call out that in case you are interested in having a one-to-one coaching sessions for interview with me, you can book a session with me using the link that I will leave in the description of this video. And in case you're wondering what do I cover in that session, well, I have multiple videos recorded with other candidates with whom I've had those sessions, and they're available on my channel. So you can check them out and have a good idea as to what will I cover. Now let's move on to the third question, which is, give me an example of a time when you delivered an important project under a tight deadline. Now this is about resilience and prioritization. So set the stage. What was the goal? What was at stake? Then show how you broke the work down, delegated and handled trade-offs. Maybe you trimmed non-essential features to meet the timeline. Finish with an impact, like we delivered 2 weeks early, saved X amount of dollars, and the client renewed for another year. Bonus would be if you show what sacrifices you had to make and how you learned to optimize better next time. One strong tip here, make sure every time you talk about the results, also talk about what did you learn from this entire experience. Now, an important call out, which is in case you find any value from this video, please make sure to press the like button. This keeps me motivated and helps me improve the quality and quantity of content that I post on this channel. And more importantly, subscribe to this channel as well, because on this channel I post content pertaining to how you can achieve success in your career and build wealth. So if any of these topics are of interest to you, this channel is right for you. Next most commonly occurring question that I have for you is, give me an example of a calculated risk you took where speed was critical. This is related to the leadership principle, bias for action. Now here, think of a time where you had to move fast. Maybe the market was shifting or a partner was pulling out. Explain how you assessed risk without analysis paralysis. Did you make use of 80-20 rule? Did you build in a rollback option. So in case there is big risk that materializes, what are the scenarios or what are the options you have? Now, Amazon loves momentum over perfection, but you still need to show you thought through the downside. And here end with what happened because you acted fast, and what did you unlock, what benefits did you gain. Now, an important call out here as well, which is Amazon's interview process is built around 16 leadership principles, so the core of how candidates are assessed. Now, based on my experience coaching hundreds of candidates and tracking patterns, these 8 principles show up the most. Hence, this video is centered around those common and most applicable leadership principles, and the questions that I'm calling out relate to those leadership principles. Now, with that said, it's also key to figure out which leadership principles are most relevant to your specific role. I've covered that step-by-step process in another video where I explain how you can go about finding or figuring out what are the most relevant leadership principles for your current role that you've applied for. You'll find it in the Amazon playlist on my channel. Now, the 5th sample question I have is, tell me about a time when you dug into a problem and uncovered the root cause. Essentially, Amazon is testing your analytical thinking and persistence. So start with the problem. It should look simple at first. Then explain how you refuse to stop at surface level fixes. Mention tools, people, or metrics you made use of, like I pulled 6 months of trend data and realized churn was linked to onboarding delays. Then talk about how your insights drove actions and what changed after that. The next most commonly occurring question I have is from the leadership principle of ownership, where you talk about, tell me about a time you took on something significant outside your area of responsibility. Think of a messy project no one wanted, or an initiative that sat in limbo. Why did you step in? What was broken? Then walk through how you rallied others, filled the gaps, and got it moving, even when you weren't officially the owner. This shows leadership without authority, a huge theme at Amazon. Now, end your example with what changed. Was there measurable progress, recognition, or impact in the organization, or for you for that matter, or for your team? The 7th most commonly occurring question I have is from Earn Trust. Give an example of a tough piece of feedback you received. What did you do about it? Now here, be real. Pick something meaningful. Maybe your communication style, over delegating, or not listening enough. Here, talk about how it made you feel and how you reflected on it. Then show what you did. Coaching, peer feedback loops, changed behavior, and wrap it up with a good result, a positive result, which is how it strengthened relationships, improved your work, or helped the team altogether. The 8th and the last most commonly asked interview question, which, as I said, would occur 90% of the time in your interview, is from the leadership principle of think big. The question is, tell me about a time when you were working on something small and saw a much bigger opportunity. This is your chance to show vision. Here, start with a basic project, maybe a dashboard or process change, then share the moment you realize, wait, this could apply across the region or for another department as well. Then explain how you built a case, got buy-in, scaled it, and what happened after. Did it lead to cost savings, growth, global rollout, and so on and so forth. Now, here I've covered up till now 8 most commonly occurring questions in an Amazon interview, which you can expect 90% of the time. But as I said, there is a bonus as well. There are 3 questions which occur 100% of the time in an Amazon interview. So let me call them out. The first one is, tell me about yourself. I've made a separate video on tell me about yourself, so I highly recommend you check it out. But in summary, use the present, past, future framework. Like presently, I am leading this. This is what I'm doing. This is my role. Past, I started my career at, let's say, P&G, moved across regions, led multifunctional teams. And then you talk about the future. You just don't limit your introduction to past and present, but also what are you looking for in the organization or the role that you want to go into. Like a role which is full of challenges, there are issues to solve, there are things to improve, you can influence decision making, you have ownership, and things like that. But make sure you keep your answer under 3 minutes, not more than that. So keep your entire tell me about yourself under 3 minutes. And as I said, I've made a separate video, so I highly recommend you check it out. The second question, which will surely come in your interview 100% of the time, is why Amazon? Here, don't say I've always admired Amazon. Be more specific, like mention a leadership principle that resonates more with you. Maybe frugality, maybe think big, or talk about something in the business, like the way AWS scaled developer tools without sacrificing user experience. That's the kind of culture I want to be in. Now finish with how you see yourself growing and contributing. Essentially, what you need to tell them is that there are 2 parts you're looking for in the role and why you want to join Amazon. One is that you have skills to contribute, and that can get you early wins, but at the same time you are also here to be challenged, and you are also here to learn and develop yourself. And Amazon is a place where you think you will develop as a leader and there will be investment in you, and so on and so forth. Now, the last important question that will be asked in the interview 100% of the time is, do you have any questions for me or us, depending how many people are taking the interview. Here, always say yes, don't say no, but always ask something thoughtful. Like examples would be, tell me about a biggest challenge that you are trying to solve for. And when they talk about the biggest challenge, see how you can reflect on that biggest challenge and relate to it. Similarly, you can ask, what does success look like for an individual joining this role? And here they will call out a few things that may not have been addressed in the interview earlier, and then you can use those features or skills or factors that they're looking for and reflect on them, that how you've delivered on them and how you've possessed them and all. And also it would be nice to talk about inquiring on what are the development and growth opportunities in the company, because you want to come across as someone who will be striving for more growth and development and all. Here I've also made a separate video where I explain this question in detail and how you can go about answering it. It's a question which you will receive 110% of the time in any interview, not just Amazon interview. So it's very important you go in prepared and not think of what you have to say there and then. In the end, I just want to recap that we covered 8 most frequently asked leadership principle questions, and then the 3 general questions you must always nail. So remember to use the STAR format. I've made a separate video on STAR format where I explain what the STAR format is. Also make sure that you're specific, you quantify where you can, and reflect on the outcomes, that what did you learn and all. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully after watching this video, you will have a good idea as to what to expect in the Amazon interview and how to go about preparing for it. Thank you.